What's going on, good people? We're back here working on a weekend, and of course, always working throughout the week. It's the holiday season. Happy New Year to everyone. It's the Compete Forever Madden League Season 77 playoffs. This week, we got the NFC Divisional round, and we're going to have some really good teams playing this weekend. Lions, Packers, Commanders, and Eagles for the better Madden players in the world playing for cash and prizes as we get you set for Week 18, the final week of the regular season in the National Football League, live here on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. Once again, the Compete Forever Madden League Season 77 NFC Divisional Round, live here on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. All right, we'll come inside here. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden NFL, also NBA 2K Association. Good to be with you here, folks. As we said earlier, Happy New Year to all of you folks. We're here live on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. We're getting you set for Week 18 in the National Football League, while you'll also see some of the top Madden players in the world play for cash and prizes as we head into the weekend here live here on a Thursday night here live on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network. Let me go ahead and bring in my brother from another mother. There he is, the quarterback of the show, Jarrett Guarantano, former quarterback from the University of Tennessee, the Volunteers. Also NFL quarterback. JG, man, how was your Christmas and your New Year, kind sir?
Larry, it was excellent. I appreciate you having me. Happy New Year to all. Grateful to get another opportunity to do this and excited to watch some good Madden play. So hope all is well, my friend.
Yeah, man, let's go ahead and get this thing started. You ready to go, man?
Yep, let's get it going.
All right, man, let's go ahead and talk about the rules here real quickly as we get you set here for Season 77. Got the NFC Division round, so 4 NFC teams. You'll see all Madden is the competitive game mode there, competitive game style. Head-to-head current rosters, we like to call those regs or regular teams. All 32 NFL teams are available. 5-minute quarters, and we have single elimination format. You ain't got to go home, but you do have to get the heck up out of here. How about the prizes here? Because it's all about that shmoney. Total cash prize pool, $300 guaranteed. First place gets $150 and an NFL licensed zip chair. Folks, go to zipchair.com. They literally make the best gaming chairs in the world. Also office furniture, gaming desks, you name it, stools, sofas, all of that good stuff. NFL teams, NBA teams, Major League Baseball, also NHL, MLS, and also NCAA licensed zip chairs as well. And also, if you have any custom chairs or custom pieces that you want, they can definitely get that done for you as well. Second place gets $75, third place $50, and fourth place runs about this piece with $25 straight cash on me. How about the bracket here? As we take a look at the Season 77 playoffs, on the AFC side, you can see OG2K and the Ravens and Level Scar and the Bengals. They will play in the AFC Championship game next week. You'll see the NFC Championship game as well next week. But this week, we're going to start on the right-hand side with the NFC Divisional round. And at the very top, we're going to go ahead and start with the Lions and the Packers. It'll be Huskers. Remember him? He's a multiple-time champ here. He's back this season against Chandler, a young buck. Young buckaroo playing really hard and very well, making a name for himself playing with the Packers. Let's take a look real quickly at the profiles of these young men. And we'll start with that multiple-time champ. Fear the Huskers. Robert Neely from Omaha, Nebraska, home of Creighton University and some other universities out there in Omaha, Nebraska. 23 years of age. He's a civil engineer. They are currently building the largest structure in the state of Nebraska and in Omaha. He's working on that out there. He's a 5-time C4 Madden League champ, 5-time Compete Forever Madden League champ. And how about his competitor? Another young man, Chandler. Where's Chandler? Well, we found him. He's right here. Real name, government name, Chandler Cooks from Dallas, Texas. North Texas there. Dalworth, the Metroplex, 21 years of age. He's also a college student. Multiple C4 Madden League playoff appearances. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Molly Pop picks, folks, as we get you set here. Molly Pop grapes as sweet as candy. Molly Pop taking the world by a sweet storm with the pink bag promise, folks. You see that pink bag in your grocery stores. Got to understand you're getting some high quality produce. There's good, and then there's Molly good. Once again, Molly Pop grapes as sweet as candy. About 20 different varieties of grapes. Sweet and crunchy grapes. Check them out online, mollypopgrapes.com. See, I'm there in first place. Andrea Richmond, hot on my tail. She is currently 3 games behind me. And how about our guy, 5th place? Jay Jeezy off the Heezy for Sheezy, winning 75% of his games. He's 3-1. Let's go ahead and bring everyone in here. Let's go ahead and bring in Andrea Richmond. Peace up, A down. She is always in the A-town. Sportscaster extraordinaire. All right, hey, Rich, who you got in this game? You got the 5-time champ. Fear the Huskers playing with the Detroit Lions. We're going one pride, or we going go Pack go? Where are you going?
Oh man, it's been a long time coming, ain't it? And although it is a new year, happy new year to everyone. We're seeing some old familiar faces. And go ahead and give me one of the familiar faces that we know for a long time. We haven't seen him, but he's back and I fear him. It's Fear the Huskers, baby. Welcome back. We're shucking that corn like crazy. Give me Huskers.
Gotta shuck that corn. Absolutely, man. Those Huskers out there. All right, Jarrett Guarantano, who you got in this one, man? You got Lions or you got Pack, man? You going Detroit, the D, or we going City of Champs, man? I guess what they used to call it.
I will say this. I will say I'm a big Nebraska football fan, big Tommy Frazier, Eric Crouch fan, so I got to go with my boy Huskers.
Detroit.
Didn't Tennessee play them not too long ago in the last 10 years in a bowl game, if I'm not mistaken?
I think we got after them a little bit. I don't know, but
y'all did. You absolutely did. So you're going with Huskers, correct?
Gotta go with Huskers today.
We're gonna make it a clean sweep as well. I'm gonna go with the 5-time champ. I want to see him get through this bracket, and I want to see he and OG 5-time champ.
Oh.
Against a 6-time champ.
And you know, last time he called him out too, so it's interesting. Be spicy.
Hey, man. Hey, man, what they say, if you frog, you jump, right? So I want to see both of these guys jump into the frying pan, literally, and see him duke it out. That's what I want to see. So absolutely.
I'm feeling like Beyonce Destiny Childs, man. Let's get it jumping.
All right, Andrew, you'll be conducting the post-game interview. You'll be talking to the winner of this game. Once again, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Fear the Huskers. Well, Chandler fear the Huskers playing with the Lions. And Chandler playing with the Packers. Go ahead, guys. Lock it up, guys. Right here, play out live. NFC Divisional Round, first game live here for the next couple hours here on Stadium Sports Network and Watch Stadium Sports app, and also live right now on Bally Lab, guys. Let's go ahead and lock it up. Let's do this thing right here live on Bally Live on Stadium Sports Network. Good luck, guys. May the best man win. All right. So where is the venue? Oh, are we in Mexico? Azteca. Yes. And Go Pack Go, going with those old school throwback uniforms. Was that the Titans that they were? No, that's the Jets. I'm not yeah, something like that. But they wore those old school uniforms for the Packers. The Jets wore the old Titans uniforms. Mm-hmm. They kind of look like that too, kind of ugly if you ask me. I'm like, I'm not
really ugly navy blues. Yeah.
Nothing's uglier than the throw. The Steelers one too. That's also
the bumblebees.
Really bad.
The bumblebees.
Yeah, not very good.
The bumblebees. Oh man.
All thumbs down.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like. They look like Transformers out there. The bumblebees. Yes.
Yeah, Chicago is not very good. Browns not also. It's old uniforms. Throw them away. You know, most of them.
Well, we're not going to throw this game away. Coming up this weekend, we're getting guys set for Week 18, last weekend of the NFL regular season here, and it's a big one. Sunday Night Football got flexed out. We got Lions and we got Vikings. Both teams 14-2. Does not get better than this right here. Jerry Guarantano, man, I cannot wait to watch this game. This is literally battle of NFC supremacy. The winner gets the 1 seed. Both teams winning 14 games throughout the year. Who do you like in this one? This game's in the D. Going to see a lot of offense, I believe. Lions can't stop a nosebleed right now. Vikings playing well with Sam Darnold. Who gets this dub here and the number 1 seed and the bye in the National Football Conference this weekend? Jared, who you rolling with? You rolling with One Pride or you going with Skull Vikings?
I think this is a huge candidate for Game of the Year too, Larry. I mean, this game is absolutely built up to be something amazing, right? You got 14-2. I don't know if that's ever been done in the history of the league with two teams in the same division going 14-2.
Being a wild card and being the 5th seed. That's crazy.
As a 5th seed. Nobody wants to run into them for round 1. Not a single team, right? So I look at this game. Obviously, the game prior, I saw that the Lions had beat the Vikings in the game prior, and the Vikings had home field advantage, right? You look at who has home field advantage this weekend. You also see that the Lions also didn't play too well against San Francisco last week. You saw the Vikings are actually starting to build up their offense. They're playing really good football. This is a tough matchup for me. I truthfully feel as if the Vikings are going to win right now. I just don't think the Lions' defense is up to par. I think Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, and the boys, I mean, they found number 2 and number 3 with Naylor and Addison too, that are playing outstanding football, along with a great running game too. So I just foresee the Vikings as the hotter team right now. Now, playoff time comes around, who knows what the Lions can do, because they're just so talented all around. But right now, this week, I know that the Lions have home field advantage, but I think the Vikings are going to go in there, and I think it's going to be a close game. I think they win by 3 or 4, but I got the boys from Minnesota.
You got Skull. You got the purple people eaters, huh?
Yeah,
Andrew.
crazy fans.
Yeah, give me the Skull check. Come on, Andrew, give it to me.
Come on, Skull. Skull.
They start getting after it.
Yeah. I like it.
They do, man. They do.
She got the Viking on.
I can bring down the Vuvuzela and try to make it work, downstairs.
You just saw Dan Campbell said, we're built to handle these things. Detroit, everybody's writing them off. The defense struggling. They did win the first matchup in Minneapolis. The Twin Cities beat Minnesota at Minnesota. Does the Vikings return the favor this weekend?
You know what? I think Jarrett laid it out pretty well when he talked about the fact that they struggled against the San Francisco team, where if you look at their offense throughout the year, they've been struggling. And guess what? The defense was not able to stop very much of their offense, even with their lulls going on throughout the season. It's unfortunate because I think about Detroit. I think about that statement that Dan Campbell had when they got eliminated from the playoffs. And they were like, we never know if we'll get back to this point in the season again. And unfortunately for the Lions, however hot they started off, unfortunately, all the injuries that they've acquired throughout the last couple weeks of the season, the middle of the season particularly, it's just been hard on them. Because of that, the defense in a very big lull, and the fact that the Vikings are one of the hottest teams around. You talk about Jordan Addison. We're not talking enough about him, about the fact that although he is technically a number 2 wide receiver, he could be number 1 on a lot of different
We haven't even mentioned their number 1, which
great.
is Jetta. We haven't even mentioned him yet.
Yeah. And how insane that he is too. His ball adjustment is crazy. And I talked about Sam Darnold, and you know me, my history. Unfortunately, I'm a scorned Jets fan. But guess what? He made a mistake last year. I mean, that last game, and they were still able to win by far because that defense is on fire. Sam Darnold is still on fire, even with a couple mistakes that he makes. Give me the Vikings, man. It's all the Vikings right now. Skull is feeling live. Minnesota is feeling it, and they're just on a hot streak right now. Who would have thought? But Skull is beating out this Detroit Lions team that started out the year on fire.
I cannot believe you guys are taking the Vikings. I'm going to go Lions here. It's just their year. Now, look, I am concerned defensively, although their defensive back, I think, has got 9 interceptions, so he's done some good things as well. I forget his name. It's going to come to me in a while. Branch, yeah, he's played very well. He's got 9 picks. So, look, they're getting turnovers, and that's really all you need. You need to be opportunistic. Speaking of opportunistic, great opportunity there by Fear the Huskers playing with the Lions. Has Hendon Hooker, your former school, Jarrett Guarantano, playing right now, starting for the Lions. Bypassed Jared Goff, doesn't like his throwing ability. Didn't go with Teddy B, 2 gloves there. He's going with the 3rd stringer, Hendon Hooker, the former Valder, and he's got the lead 7-0. Huskers at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Chandler, middle of the screen there, going to get the ball here playing with the Packers. Am I crazy here, Jared? I mean, why no love for Detroit? To win 14 games with all those injuries that they have, I thought we'd have a little more sort of, respect for them.
No, I think they're an excellent football team, but Andrea is right. Like, you look at the Hutchinson injury and you look at Montgomery, those are 2 of their biggest football players and most impactful football players. But it really comes down to, for me, I think it's defense, right? I mean, later in the season, that defense always wins games. And you look at the job that Brian Flores has done with the Minnesota Vikings this year, he's literally been second to none. Honestly, if the stuff in the past with the Miami Dolphins didn't happen, he'd easily be in contention to be the next head coach of any team he wanted to be. So
should have never left my boys in New England, but that's a different story. Go ahead.
No, that's a different one.
He might be back.
But
who knows?
No, who knows what's going to happen. He's a fantastic coach, right? I mean, the schemes, everything that goes through with the Vikings defense is absolutely amazing. The cover 0 show blitzes, the way that they're able to back out, the way that they're able to play man-to-man, rush the quarterback. They have 2 outside linebackers that are going to the Pro Bowl as well, along with Brian Murphy on their defense, a couple first-time guys. But just all in all, like, I look at the basis of the game, and I just think that the defense is going to pull through for the Vikings. And like I said, the Lions are an excellent team. There's no taking it away from them. just right now, the standpoint is I think the Vikings are a hotter football team, no matter of home field advantage.
At the end of the year, too, like in addition to defense being very important, the run game, too. So that's one reason why you can't discredit the Lions because they have a fantastic run game. But also, too, momentum. Momentum is the thing that when
Detroit
you get
can run
towards
the
the end
ball
of the
too
year.
now. I mean, come on now. Detroit can run the ball too.
They can
Their
run the
offensive
ball
coordinator
as
is
well.
one of the best.
Ben Johnson,
Exactly.
that offense is hard to look. They played poorly last week and still put up 40.
And that's the thing, right?
But they can't stop a nosebleed.
Have great running teams, and you look at the defensive advantage. Obviously, it goes to the Vikings, and then on top of that, too, the momentum also goes the Vikings' way as well. Towards the end of the year, it's about teams that get hot at the right time that matter the most. And right now, nobody's hotter than this Vikings team. Their offense is on the roll, defense too. It's a rock in a tough place, right? Because obviously they're both great teams, but obviously when you look at the defense, the momentum, and everything, it clearly goes towards the Viking side. I would not be surprised if the Lions make it happen, but that being said, right now, Skull City, baby, Minnesota's feeling it. It's
I think Jahmyr Gibbs too. Like I'm a fan of Montgomery, but Jahmyr Gibbs, if he was just a solo guy back there, like he is outstanding. Like he could easily next year turn into a top 5 running back in the NFL with the way he catches the football out of the backfield, the way that he's able to just attack holes, and the way that he's able to stretch the field out horizontal. Is that a touchdown?
Yeah, nice touchdown there by the Packers. So here comes Chandler. Extra point away from tying up the game. Go ahead, finish your thought before I get this reading.
But they're just offense as a whole perspective. That Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, they have we have the running back that we were just talking about, and we have Goff playing the best football that he had, along with Sam Laporta and their great offensive line. It's going to be an awesome matchup. Their
offensive coordinator, because they also have a handful of trick plays. Every single game, they find more ways to make more trick plays. We're passing it to linemen. We're passing it to wide receivers. They're so fun to watch. So we'll see. We'll see.
The last 2 weeks, it's been really good. Like I'm like, where did that come from? The way they drop those plays and scheme you. Ooh,
come on, man.
Nasty, absolutely. So we'll see about the Lions, and you were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, played at Georgia Tech and also at the University of Alabama. Blazing speed, does a good job. That's the one that had the plays on the backboard we talked about last month. Remember that, Andrea? Richmond?
Yeah.
Paul's like this, trying to be cool and cute on Instagram. It's like, dude, you got the plays on the backboard. You know that, right? Oh, speaking.
Man, that one is funny.
Was that J-Mo right there? Did he just score? That was not. That was not Oman or St. Brown, too.
Tim Patrick?
Tim Patrick. That's who it was. So Huskers taking the lead now, up by a touchdown, 14-7 as we get set here in the second quarter. That first quarter, brought to you by our good friends there at Molly Pop Grapes. Check them out online, mollypopgrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. And folks, guys, you're talking about the pink bag promise, but folks, how about a shout out to my girls there? We got Molly and got Rachel Lindsay. You know Rachel Lindsay from The Bachelor there doing her thing there on the right-hand side. Guys, we're talking about Molly Pop taking the world by a sweet storm here. You get that pink bag promise, and you got to understand, when you're getting that pink bag promise, folks, you're getting great and high-quality produce. They're doing a great job there. Check them out. 20 different varieties of grapes. These grapes are very crunchy and very sweet. Literally the best grapes I've ever had in my life. I don't care what you go and where you go and what sort of company that you see. Check them out online, mollypopgrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. The first quarter brought to you by good friends at mollypopgrapes.com. We're back here live here on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network. Watch Stadium Sports up. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden NFL, a little CFB League 2K Association here on Valley Sports and Stadium Sports Network. Jarrett Guarantano, quarterback of the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Sans the coonskin hat. He does not wear the Daniel Boone or the Davy Crockett hat. I still want to see you in that, dude.
Davy Crockett.
I might have to buy one. Next time I go to Knoxville, I might have to get one.
You gotta have a long musket too, and you need to have Smokey sitting beside you. Gotta have your dog sitting beside you.
A full outfit.
Come on.
With the code, we got Andrew Richmond down there, sportscaster extraordinaire in Atlanta, doing her thing here. 14-7 ball game, folks. So, got Chandler hanging in there. He's got the ball, trying to hang with the 5-time champ. Definitely some good stuff there for Chandler and our guy, Huskers, who's at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. All right, guys, let's get back to the National Football League here. And you look at it, we know about the Eagles, and they're locked in going to be the 2 seed here coming to these NFC playoffs. But you will not see Saquon Barkley this weekend. Was some talk that maybe he would play. Of course, Saquon Barkley, folks. You look at Saquon Barkley, over 2,000 yards, just the 9th player in NFL history to have over 2,000 yards, literally 101 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson's record. Eric Dickerson saying, basically, he's not feeling it. Dickerson, he's always been like that. He wants no one to break his record. That's a different story. Your thoughts here on Saquon, Andrew, sitting out on the verge of this record. They remember what happened last year. A.J. Brown got hurt. What do you believe in? Rings or records? I'm okay with this. I'd like to see him go for it. And who's to say you can't accomplish both? I've seen the Patriots do that when they were 16-0. I've also seen them get burned, too, with Wes Welker getting hurt at the last game of the year against Texans when he tore his ACL as well. So I've seen it work out both ways. Where do you stand on this, Andrew?
Since we're, new year, but we're doing a lot of throwbacks, right? A lot of recall. This also reminds me of another situation. Remember Kyle Shanahan? I forgot when the context of this whole situation, but he was like, I don't know if we'll be here tomorrow. I can't tell you if I'll be alive in the next couple hours, right? Remember at one press conference, right? I think it's hard to say that, yeah, you can get hurt. It's a game of football. It's a very dangerous sport. We understand the implications of things that can happen when you get on that football field. You never know what can happen in between those white lines. But you also never know the next time you'll have a running back. In this era particularly, where all we do is pass, we never know if we'll have another opportunity to see an Eric Dickerson record. One of the records that we thought
he talked about it. He said his dad wanted him to go for it. He said his dad wanted him to go for it, and he's like, I could have my name etched in the history books.
And that's the hardest thing, right? Especially too, you play this game for so many years. You hope that you can do, in your wildest dreams, you hope that you can win a Super Bowl. You hope that you can be in the Hall of Fame. You hope that you can break some of these records that, some of the players that you grew up watching broke. And Saquon has a special opportunity, 101 away. I understand, like, 101 isn't guaranteed, but knowing Saquon Barkley, he could do this, especially against this Giants defense too. It's not to say like they're really in that mode either. Early in the year, yeah, they were tough, but right now it's looking like they kind of checked out too. So I understand why this team, especially because they have Super Bowl aspirations, they are very much in an opportunity to make a run towards the Super Bowl. It's hard for them to be in a position, especially knowing that AJ also went through this. They've been through the situation where they can see, hey, a guy got injured. But man, how often, especially in this era, do you have an opportunity to go for one-on-one? I would have gone for it, and I would have been one of his teammates to be like, hey, why not go for it? But I also understand the Eagles organization stepping back. I just wish that he could go for it. Why not let him fly? Come on now.
So you would go for it. If you were Sirianni, you'd be like, dude, you want to go for it? Okay.
Let's go.
JG, part of the thought process is, look, if you want him to go for it and he needs 101 yards, you got to play that starting offensive line too. You don't want him running behind some backups. Yeah. So now you're putting a lot of other people at risk. This is a tough one, JG. You play in the NFL. How would you handle this?
I would say that this is a tough situation because the amount of factors that are included with it, right? So when I think about it as team success, of course, I would not want Saquon Barkley to be playing this game because I would want him to be 100% going into next week's game. I also would want, from a teammate's perspective, for him to break that record because I know how hard he works. I know Saquon personally. I know how hard he works. I know the things that he's done to get to this point, and I know what he's been dealing with the past couple of years with not having too much success or the amount of success that he could truly have been having with the Giants. When I look at the situation for running backs in particular, right, as a quarterback myself, I know that Super Bowls are always the number or whatever it is always the accolade that's attributed to quarterback play. When you look at running backs, there's not really many running backs you're looking like, oh, well, he won a Super Bowl or he didn't win a Super Bowl. Like, just from a fan's perspective or a perspective of just talking about who the best ever is. It's not really a running back category. Now, if you sit there and say, all right, this guy is the all-time leading rushing record, he has that to his name, that tells you in perspective of what type of player he truly is. Because we all know what Saquon might be one of the best running backs of this generation all around, whether it's receiving, rushing, whatever it is. He does it all around, just amazing. For him in particular, I think that he should want to go for it. Obviously, I know that the position is an absolute grueling position to sit there and say, I want to play 17 straight games and then go into the playoffs and want to be healthy. And like you said last year with AJ getting hurt, all those things you have to take into account of what's important now.
Touchdown there by Chandler. Extra point away from tying up the ball game. Less than a minute to play in the second quarter.
That.
Go ahead, JG.
But from the team's perspective, of course, Super Bowl's first, right? Everybody wants to win Super Bowl, and Saquon absolutely is a selfless person, so he wants to put the team first. And if he feels as if this situation helps put the team first of him just resting and being 100% next week, he will do that. Now, I'm curious to see if Coach Sirianni and the staff brought it to him and asked him and said, hey, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to chase this record or not? That's where things kind of get hairy and itchy, because if they made a decision for him, then
it started that way, and then Sirianni said, I think Monday or Tuesday, that he wanted to talk with ownership, the player, the other players, everybody. So they got everybody involved, and I think it was ultimately left up to them. And Saquon did say yesterday, he's like, I'm okay with it. Now his pops wasn't okay with it. His pops wanted him to go for the record. He's like,
how many times are you gonna have that?
Right.
How many times?
You gotta sit down, bro. Like, chill out.
No, I know it's a grueling position, right? He's taking a beating. He's catching footballs. He's running up the gap. Like he's.
And remember, they have to play wild card weekend next weekend.
Oh, they have to play, and they have to be at their best going into the playoffs, right? They're playing excellent football as a team right now, and I don't know if they were a wild card team, number 7 or whatever it was. Like maybe they sit there and say like, oh, go for the record, like this is what you deserve. But they're in real contention to really win this thing and like be in the Super Bowl and go to the Super Bowl. So. It's a tough situation, right? It's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of factors. You look at it, and you're just like, it's. Of course, I would like to see him go for the record because it's something from our generation. It's something that we know how great he is. Now it's just going to get brushed under the rug because he will sit there and say he had the second best season from a running back ever, right? Even though he played 16 games, Eric Dickerson played 16 too. But there's a whole bunch.
Right. Well, see, that's another thing. Eric Dickerson brought that up. Playing 16. These guys are doing it in 17 games.
Yeah. No, but I checked that. I fact checked that. Me and my friend did.
You're always going to have a. He had 6. You broke the record. You're always going to be like, well, I did it fewer, so
exactly,
per game.
Yeah, but Eric had like 60 or 70. We fact checked this. Me and my friend. We had 60 or 70 more carries. So, listen. I mean, I know Saquon could get. The problem is Saquon could get 100 yards versus his defense in a quarter and a half, and then be chilling on the sideline throughout the whole second half. So
no. And you talk about factors, right? As you see another touchdown go down here, so a lot of scoring going on. But there's also a lot of scoring and personal vengeance in this situation too. This is the Giants that he could potentially break this against, right?
Exactly.
This is the team that we literally saw on camera. The GM basically say, I don't know, man, I don't have enough money for you, right? And we know how the running back position not only is treated,
and the owner was like, he better not end up in Philly. And of course he ends up in Philly.
And guess where he goes? And not only that he ends up in Philly, but he also ends up on the verge of breaking records, right? A record we thought couldn't be broken in a time where not only running backs don't run as much, but also aren't paid as much either, right? So this is a double get back where you're getting back at your team and getting back at the NFL for not respecting a position, including some of the best players in football, regardless of the fact that they play a position that is, quote, deemed not as worthy. Guess what? Breaking Eric Dickerson's record and having all that amount of yards seems pretty worthy to me, right? So this is a potential to break a lot of different precedents with him breaking this record. So that's why I think this is even more complicated.
Go ahead,
Andrea, you wouldn't pay Saquon an extra $2 million, right? Absolutely not, right? Like he's just going to be the best running back to ever live.
Of course, I'd take Daniel Jones over Saquon.
Oh no, Daniel Jones.
He's Daniel Jones.
No,
come on now, over Saquon Barkley, we can get
$5 million.
We can get 1 million Saquon Barkleys. How many Daniel Jones can we get, right?
I know, right. There's literally only one of them. Oh, Joe Shane. I talked about this earlier this week on CBS New York, where there's some talk that Mara and Titch, the co-owners of the Giants, they're going to wait and hear the plan from Daboll and Shane to see how they're going to fix this organization. Then they'll decide whether or not, but they're leaning towards, that's what their hope is. They want to keep them both, but they want to hear the plan, and then they'll decide that they'll keep who stays and who goes. So they could keep one or both or get rid of one or both. So we'll find out here in the next week or so.
If you're in that situation, the GM that let go to Saquon Barkley and also let him go to your rivals, and he broke a record, like the answer is obvious. Get rid of the GM. I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's been a lot of questionable stuff.
out of here.
I think Dable's a great coach. Dable's a great coach, but the questionable offseason, like you look at next year, like they have a lot of gaps and holes to fill still. Like, and they came into this season saying the same thing, like thinking that they filled them, and unfortunately, it doesn't really seem as if they filled those things. But going into next year, it's just the same thing. Like, what you got to get another? Now you have to get a quarterback. Now you have to get a running back. Now you got to get a wide receiver too, and the offensive line. Defense played well per se, but the offensive line was almost non-existent again. So
they put up 40
they're going into the same
Colts last week. Giants did.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But the talk here all week.
It's neighbors, Mr. Neighbors, man. Right. You need a neighbor in your neighborhood. That's a great pick. That's the big.
It was.
Oh, it was. Excellent pick.
Well, the talk here all week was Giants fans are mad that they won.
Pissed.
They're pissed. And New England fans might be pissed too next week. We're going to talk about that. Look, we'll get into that here in a second. Where are we at with the score here? We'll check out these final seconds here. 3 seconds left here. Field goal is up, and it is stuck, so it'll be a 4-point game here. No, that's okay. Fine. Time is up. 21-17 here, heading into the third quarter. So Fear the Huskers, bottom right-hand corner of the screen, with the lead over Chandler and the Packers heading into the third quarter. And folks, that second quarter brought to you by our good friends at Visit AtlanticCity.com, man. For all of your planning purposes, guys, they can help you do everything you need to do to get into Atlantic City, where you can get the live sports, great restaurants, great entertainment, great vibes there. Of course, the world famous Boardwalk and the 9 casinos that you can visit and see while you're in Atlantic City. Make sure you hit them up, check them out for all of your planning purposes. Visit AtlanticCity.com. Shout out to our good folks there at Visit AC. Second quarter brought to you by our good friends at VisitAtlanticCity.com. All right, we're back here live on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and Watch Stadium Sports app. Third quarter here, live here on Bally Live. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports. Jarrett Guarantano, former Tennessee volunteer quarterback and NFL quarterback. Andrea Richmond, just an awesome sportscaster extraordinaire. She reeks of awesomeness. She's down there in the A. Chandler, top right-hand corner of the screen with the glasses on and the hoodie, playing with the Packers. Just kicked the field goal to get within 4 here to start the third quarter. And that third quarter will start with Huskers, the 5-time C4 Madden champion, bottom right-hand corner of the screen, with the ball, playing with those Detroit Lions here, as we get set here for the third quarter. All right, guys, we were just talking about it here a little while ago. We were talking about the Giants and them the fans not happy about the Giants winning the ball game last weekend against the Colts when they had the number 1 pick, 2-win team. They were 2-13, had lost, what is that? If I'm not mistaken, 10 in a row? Lost 10 in a row because they were 2-3, got to 2-13, so lost 10 in a row. But you know, it comes down to, look, these guys are professionals, man. They don't want to just go out there and just roll over and lose. And as Jermaine Illuminor said, we didn't come out here to just basically take an ass whooping. And they went out there and they fought back and they showed some pride there. And they didn't want to be the first team to go 0-9 in the NFL at home. They would have been the first team in NFL history to go 0-9 at home, as we see Huskers head top, goes up top to get that touchdown there. So Huskers now up 28-17 with the Lions. So the story here, New England Patriots now 3-win team. There are 4 teams tied at the top there. The New England Patriots right now, because strength of schedule and strength of record, they've got the number 1 pick going into the 2025 draft. We know they got Drake May. They got new coaching staff there. They played Buffalo this weekend. Buffalo's going to be resting a lot of the starters. We will see Josh Allen play maybe a series because he's got the consecutive game streak going on. Now they're saying Drake May could start. He'll start if he's healthy. That's the key word. Everybody keeps running with he's going to start. The Patriots left a little wiggle room there. They said if healthy. He's on the injury report with the right hand. They better not play him. They better lose this game. Me as a Patriots fan, lose this game so we can have the number 1 pick. Even if we don't need a quarterback, who cares? We want to accrue and get some value with these draft picks here. I think they should lose this game. What say you here, Jerry Guarantano, with the Patriots and how they better not flub this up and win this game and not get the number 1 overall pick so they can get Travis Hunter and get some other teams to go ahead and battle and try to get that number 1 pick away from them so they can get some more draft picks.
I think would be super valuable for them to lose this game. Obviously, they go into every game and there's no talk about in the NFL about tanking and going in and losing, right? You go into every single week and you try to win no matter what the case scenario is. Now, Drake is banged up. By no means should they play him, right? He's the future. He's playing excellent. He's having a great rookie year. He's showing a lot on tape that is flashes of improvement from week to week. You look at that number 1 draft spot, though, and the amount of teams that need quarterbacks. I think it would really be a
Tennessee,
good thing for them to be
Giants,
right.
Vegas.
Oh, and just being able to sit there and say like, hey, I'll trade back because what do they really need? Like, I would like to see them draft the wide receiver 1, probably in McMillan or the wide receiver from Ole Miss. Those are 2 great wideouts.
Yeah, Trey Harris. Mm-hmm.
But right, so I think those are 2 great guys. But right now they don't need a quarterback, and they have that number 1 spot.
No, you got to take that guy. You got to take him.
Yes, and you have to, right?
Yes.
And you look at it and you say, like, okay, could I trade back maybe 2 or 3 spots to teams that need quarterbacks per se, and they won't draft Travis until 3 or 4, and then maybe get another first rounder or get another second round or third rounder? That's where the game starts to become monotonous, and you're like, how should I go about this, right? I don't think, obviously they don't need a quarterback, right? Drake May's playing great football, but how do you go about getting the most value?
Or do they?
Hey, I don't know. Some of the teams that are behind them, I think, should make some moves for JJ McCarthy. I think that he could be on the move, right? Just because Sam Darnold's playing absolutely out of his mind, and he shouldn't move by any chance. But we'll see what happens. I think them having the number 1 pick, though, would be an excellent thing for them, though.
Yeah. Andrea, so we talked about Travis Hunter. There's some thought out there amongst some people that maybe the Patriots keep that number 1 pick, and you get Shador with the number 1 pick, and you get Deion Sanders, and also you trade Drake May and get the other a first round pick. Maybe it comes number 2, and then you get Travis Hunter. Now you get all 3, the trifecta. That's crazy, but maybe it works.
Yeah, well, I'm a Jets fan, and I also live in crazy Delusionalville, so let me live along with that, you know what I mean? Listen, I understand the allure of wanting to get a good coach along with somebody like, I'm sorry, Shador, because Shador is going to be a great professional. I really do believe that. But if you're the Patriots, you have Drake May. You're good. You are fine. This guy was... Full stop, no decisions. I'm not somebody where, like, okay, maybe you might have a concern with somebody question mark like Daniel Jones a couple years ago, or what you had going on, even with your situation, the rookie year coming off of, I can't remember his name right now, Mac Jones, right? Yeah. Where maybe you could play around with something like that with Mac Jones. McCorkle. Maybe if you see, even after his great rookie year, you're like, okay, great. But no, Drake May has the tools that you would want in a franchise quarterback. He's great athletically, and he also has a howitzer of an arm. I'm good with that, right? But look at these other teams. They're desperate, right? Unfortunately, right now, looking at the draft,
that's it.
There are only about 2 quarterbacks that you're really sure are probably going to be like franchise guys, which if I were to say it's Cam Ward and it's going to be Shador, right? Mm-hmm. So these teams are going to be desperate. There are 3 teams who are really in desperation. We talk about Tennessee, the Raiders, and the Giants as well. And guess what? They're right there in the draft board when it comes to actually being in draft order as well. So you can
you really can't discount Cleveland either. Cleveland, we're going to get into Deshaun Watson,
exactly. You know, so you have plenty of options and plenty of desperate teams that are going to want to sell their pick. And you're also going to be in position to get somebody like Travis Hunter too, or these wide receivers that you talk about from Ole Miss. There are plenty of other wide receivers as well. Like, just sell the pick. You have an opportunity to load hoard, which is something when you're in a rebuilding time period that's great, especially with a young quarterback too. Maximize those profits, get to skiing, and make sure, not get to skiing because they didn't get the touchdown, but make sure that you load up on all the picks that you can, because you're in rebuilding mode and you want to turn around as fast as possible. You're in a great position to do so. So I hate them. Everything works out for them.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out this weekend. Go real quickly, Jarrett, in 10 seconds. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wish that this was a heavy draft class for them too, right? Like, they have their quarterback of the future. If this was a heavy draft class and people really wanted that number 1 spot, like Carolina really wanted that number 1 spot for Bryce, and they were able just to send picks to Chicago, like, that would be amazing for the New England Patriots organization.
Sure. Real quickly, guys, I want to get your thoughts here. Big battle in the NFC South. Let's talk about these games real quickly. Saints at Bucks this weekend. Bucks win. They clinched the NFC South. Remember, the Falcons lost last weekend to the Commanders. Your thoughts here. Who do you guys got this weekend? You got the Who Dats Well, you got fire the cannons, Andrea.
Remember those 2 weeks when we thought that the Saints were good? Remember how long ago that was? Right now, unfortunately, the Saints.
I told you all.
Man,
I told you all that Tampa Bay was going to win this division. I told y'all that 2 months ago.
You did. And guess what? Larry's picks, you should have locked it because that was definitely right. Unfortunately, the Saints team, they ran out of gas super, super early, and they don't even have their quarterback right now. Well, they do have the quarterback. They aren't great in Saintsville. They need to just do it all. Right now, the Bucs, though, they're doing it and doing it well. Shout out to LL Cool J, and everything's cool right now for the Buccaneers. Give me Tampa, baby. They're going to go ahead and fire them cannons.
Fire the cannons. JG, who you got this weekend? You got Saints or you got Bucs? And I guess if you tell me who wins, I guess you're telling me who's going to win the NFC South as well and be that fourth seed.
Yeah, I got Tampa. Saints are really not doing too well right now with the injuries to Alvin Kamara and Derek Carr. Past 2 weeks, they got really roughed up last week. Tampa Bay is playing their best football right now with Mike Evans coming back, and he's an absolute stud, right? He's probably still one of the best wide receivers in the league. Baker Mayfield, Pro Bowl snub, absolutely. He's having the best year of his career. Big time must win for Tampa Bay. They're going to win this weekend, and they're going to go to the playoffs.
I agree. Definitely fire the cannons. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Folks, we're going to move on. That third quarter brought to you by our good friends at GBNY, gbny.com. Also, GBNY, they have 4 locations in New York City. I go to the one in Jamaica Coliseum. There's Swiss Beats. And what does that mean, Andrew Richmond? Zone. Also, folks, man, you can get $20 off right now, man, if you use promo code Larry20. Use my promo code Larry20 to get $20 off your purchase. They got all the Jordans, Yeezys, New Balance, Adidas, you name it. A lot of apparel as well. Be like Swiss Beats, be like me, be like everybody that's cool and in the know. Check them out online, gbny.com and GBNY, the app. All right, that's third quarter, brought to you by our good friends there at gbny.com. All right, so another NFC South game. I guess we're all on the Buccaneers to win. So what about the Falcons? They're hosting the Panthers. You know how it is last week of the regular season in the NFL. They've done a really good job with the schedule makers, making it all about divisional matchups. So we get a lot of that throughout week 18. Who you guys got down in the A? You got Falcons or you got Keep Pounding? Bryce Young and the Panthers. We'll start with you, JG.
I wasn't too impressed with the Carolina Panthers last week. Remember, I was really high on them. I thought that they were going to play good football. They've been very competitive the last couple of weeks, like throughout the end of the season. But Tampa Bay is playing at a different level, obviously. And I was super impressed with Mike Penix. This was the first time I got to really watch him in live action. And the way that he played in that fourth quarter really showed me a lot about what type of player he was, especially on that 4th and 12 late in the game. I gotta go Atlanta here, right? Like, I just think that they're more of a complete team, and I think that they have something to play for right now, just because they don't know what's going to happen with the Carolina Panthers and such with playoff picture. But I gotta go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Andrew, I'm sure you're going with the hometown Dirty Birds, right?
Well, who would have thought it, right? We're here, Atlanta. Shout out to that game last week, man. When you talk about two teams that really needed a quarterback to step up, and goodness gracious, we saw it. Jaden Daniels was wheeling and dealing, and so was Big Energy, baby. He was wheeling and dealing too, middle of the field, outside. He was throwing it, and it was great to see, especially coming off the misery that the Falcons fans had the last couple weeks as well. Go ahead, give me the Falcons. Their defense, of course, is not as great as we saw against the Commanders. They're still rebuilding in that way, but they have something to fight for, and they're still doing their thing. And Michael Penix is doing his thing. He's doing it great. And unfortunately for the Panthers, although Bryce Young is doing well, they still have a lot of growing on their side as well. Falcons, they're on the roll, though. Give me the Falcons. Amen.
All right, we're all on the Falcons. So under 3 minutes to play here. Ooh, wow, needed that for Chandler and the Packers. So go Pack, go, down 2 scores. Under 3 minutes to play, ended Hooker, little turnover there, and the Packers have the ball here. All right, guys, last story here as we're winding up this game here with only 3 minutes to play. I'm sure you guys saw this. Jeremy Reaves, defensive back for the Washington Commanders, proposed to his girlfriend. That was pretty cool. It was great. I mean, you can see there he is, Jeremy Reaves. For the Commanders, proposed to his girlfriend at the conclusion of the game. Really good job there. You know, it was awesome. Everyone captured it on camera and on video as well. Your thoughts here on Jeremy Reaves proposing? And I want to avoid some of the negative stuff, man, but man, now you got people coming out of the woodwork like, he's proposing to this. She's, you know, she's a Caucasian young lady. We got another black man. NFL draft talk, Travis Hunter situation, and then another girl comes out. He DM'd me. I was like, well, that was in the past. Who cares? You are a young lady that he's not interested in anymore, so it doesn't matter. Your thoughts here, Andrew? You know, the young lady on
he
this.
He told her he's happy. I love, okay? Where real lovers at? We love to see love, and I'm glad. Honestly, we talking about like that angle. I don't care about that angle. Let's talk about the other angle. I'm glad they won that game, because if you prepared to engage and make an engagement that game and you didn't win, that would be awkward as heck. So good job that they ended up closing out. Jaden Daniels ended up saving a proposal. So good job. They got the win, and she said yes.
She said yes.
Thank gosh, Jaden Daniel, go ahead and say, because when you make a proposal to, you have to make sure everything is in line and good, and they got the dub. That's the most important thing. So you saved the day in both ways, Jaden. So good job on that. We love to see it, though. We love love.
Jarrett, Guarantano, quick little story. I proposed to my wife at the time at a minor league baseball game live on TV, because I was doing a sportscast in Jackson, Mississippi for the Mississippi Braves. So I've been there at a sporting event and done that. Your thoughts here on you know, how he went about it and her saying yes, and sort of the hoopla around it and who he might be marrying and exes that are coming out of the woodwork.
I thought it was super nice. I mean, it was genuine, right? Love who you want to love, right? It's nobody else's decision.
Love is love. Last time I checked.
Love is love. Love who you want to love. It's nobody else's business. I think that's ridiculous. But the fact that they were able to win that game and clinch the playoffs, and just the whole moment, like, I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was genuine. I'm happy for both of them. Obviously, she said yes. She said no. That would have been...
Woo. That would have been a story. That would have been
crazy. Yeah, that was a lot, right in front of all those people. But listen, it was...
You have to be sure. If you're proposing in front of people, you have to be sure, okay?
Or you just got to be that dude and know she doesn't.
A lot of hints.
It's the vibes. It's the vibes.
Or some things in prior.
Yes.
No, there has to be some prior talk.
She's not shy either.
No, I mean, if they lost that game, there's no shot he was getting on that knee in front of everybody, right? I thought that. I think that's just a definite, if we win the game, that this is going to happen. Of course, you don't want to timestamp it due to football and what you want to do with your life choices outside of football, but it was just a good mix, right? Like they were able, the love in the locker room, everything was going on. There was a lot of good stuff. Obviously, thank Jaden Daniels for being an absolute warrior in that game. Right. He should go dap him up and say, like, thank you for allowing me to get married to my future wife. But no, it was wholesome. It was sweet. I'm happy. Yeah,
now you've got me thinking. I need to go back. Did the Mississippi Braves win that game that I proposed to my ex-wife, my wife at the time?
I was definitely going to ask. I was like,
it's minor league baseball. Who cares? Minor league baseball, who cares? Minor league baseball is about gimmicks anyway, right? So who cares? It's about entertainment at that point. Who cares?
I just want to see if Mr. Frozone actually won. You know, that's what I want to see.
I do know this. It was early in the game, so I know they weren't losing, or they weren't losing by a lot, or they were barely winning. So you know, the outcome wasn't determined at that point. So, but real quickly, Andrea, though, but like, it was a little like, I'm like, why is this young lady coming out of the woodwork now, trying to ruin his moment? Like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, man. I think some people, unfortunately, and this is something that, like, people who are in the public eye have to deal with. People are weird and want to clout chase, and clout chasing is weird in general. Just get over it. He didn't want you, and that's fine, right? There's plenty of other fish in the sea, and I'm sure you can find somebody where you have a better rapport with. But he found that person, and they found it in a perfect time to winning, clinching the division, and getting that ring. I'm excited. Unfortunately, a lot of people can come out the woodwork, but at the end of the day, only one person got that thing on them, okay? And that's a ring.
Got that thing. Hey, you ain't got the thing if you ain't got that ring, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was cool. It was cool to see it. But you know what? A lot of the fallout too was, you know how you just come here for the comments, you know what I'm saying, in social media?
Yeah.
I was kind of there for the comments. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of daggone, you know, answers and a lot of, comments about it. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. But
there's unfortunately some events that you're like, I just know that the comments are going to be wild. So let me either let me just, I don't know. There's some events you just know.
Time winding down here in this ball game, but no, seriously, congratulations and good luck to Jeremy Reaves and his new bride. So what we got? Less than 20 seconds here. Less than 20 seconds here. 31-24. Packers down a touchdown. They do have the ball here. Need a touchdown to tie this game up. So we'll see what Chandler can do. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and the Packers. See if he can get this ball deep to one of his receivers. I know Huskers better be deep, right? Jarrett Guarantano, nothing deep and nothing cheap, right?
No, absolutely. You got to make them drive the field in this situation, right? You can't let anybody behind you. You got to be able to keep the guy in bounds too, so that they have to burn timeouts. This is a really good game, though, huh?
It has
about
been.
To get into this game.
Yeah. But so what we 11 seconds left now? 11 seconds. Okay.
Oh, he's going.
Oh no!
Gosh, he did it with 4 seconds left.
You gotta go for two. Gotta go for two. Don't even take the chance. Don't even take the chance. Chan, you better go big.
Come on.
All or nothing, Chan.
Give me your hand, top.
Oh, no.
Top. He is trying to knock out the 5-time champ, going for two.
Wow, who would have thought it?
Oh boy, is there gonna be love in the club
usually
tonight?
Bend don't break.
Jordan Love in the gun. How much love are we gonna have? This is good. 4 seconds left.
There are heart in the house and now
there's a lot of second guessing. There's a lot of second guessing.
It is.
Bang the timeout.
Oh no, he's not. He's going for it.
No timeout.
Oh, and it's broken up.
No.
Oh.
Bang the time. I saw too many audibles, too many hot routes. Bang it. Oh. Do we get the onside kick?
That's a tough one.
You
better get on it. And he does. Oh my gosh.
Down.
Get down. Yes, get down.
Bang the timeout. Bang the timeout.
Man.
Wow.
Major props though to Chandler going for two. He did not have to do that.
No
You know
OT, baby. Ball game.
Huskers was sweating a little bit.
He was.
Huskers got a little sweat.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Look, it sounds good. I love the bravado. You want to go for two there, but JG, maybe.
Listen.
You know what? It's easier to win the game on one play from 2 yards out or to drive the field and play 5 minutes.
Especially against a skilled player like Huskers in that situation, you go for two and just say, listen, like, I gotta go with my gut feeling, and I gotta be the one to win it or lose it, right? I feel better losing it on the 2-point conversion than losing it in overtime, knowing that I didn't go for that 2-point.
He should have looked outside when he started. I thought he was going outside. That too, because the play clock was going, but he snapped it with like 5 seconds left, so he was good there.
Oh.
But maybe he's a little discombobulated.
Yeah, a lot of motions, a lot of hot routes. He didn't like the play that he was in, and he saw
the middle of the field was clogged too. The middle of the field was clogged. Like, I don't think he can throw in the middle of the field.
In that situation, you see what coverage he ran, see if he switches up, see if he goes back to it. But you at least have a little better grasp of what you want to do with all that time. But I like the call, man. I like going for it. You just lay it all out there, and whatever happens at that point. You know.
Lay it all out there, and he surely did that. Let's go ahead and bring in the third member of our broadcast crew. She is Andrea Richmond. She's standing by. With Huskers, I don't know if he's feared as much as he used to be, Andrea. I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Well, guess what? I was fearing for my pick right now. Huskers, I'm sure you were fearing for if you're going to win this game at all. It's been a long time since I've seen you in this spot. But I know one thing that you normally do is you employ a bend, but don't break type of defense. Unfortunately, it looks like you could have been broken. What happened in that last play right before the PAT? And then we'll get to that PAT.
Yeah, I was in a cover 4 defense, and he called a good play that was gonna get open. He had a post coming across the middle. I saw it, so I tried to. There's a new mechanic in this year's game called the switch stick, so I tried to switch up to it, but I accidentally clicked on the wrong safety. And he had a streak that was going right at that safety, so it got open. So I just kind of messed up on that one. So luckily we were able to hold on to that 2-point conversion though.
Yeah, no, you messed up, but you clutched up at the end. Unfortunately, he did go for 2, and guess what? You were able to shut it down. Walk through the defense that you played through that game, and we just talked about it too. There was a lot of switching up with the hot routes and everything, try to confuse you. You obviously defended it well. Walk us through what you were thinking after that, what coverage to play that you thought would work, and why it ended up working out.
Yeah, no, I felt like I was playing good defense the whole game. I probably got into like 10 fourth downs or something crazy like that. So I was playing a lot of cover 2. And that's kind of what I went with at the goal line. And I just put a bunch of zones like right in the middle of the field. And luckily, you know, he kind of just made a snap read, and I had a few guys sitting over the middle, and one of them made a play.
Well, guess what? You were in the middle of a rock and a hard place, and somehow the fear came through, baby. It's Huskers. Glad to see you here again, bro. But my goodness, if these are the type of games that we're gonna be seeing, let me know before time so I can pop some aspirin so my heart will be good. All right, we're gonna throw it back to Jarrett and Larry. Let's talk about that barn burner that Huskers put on.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let him get out of here because we're running a little late, and I want to get him out of here. I hate to keep these guys. So, but Huskers is moving on. He'll be in the NFC Championship game next week. That fourth quarter brought to you by our good friends out there at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant. AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com. You can find them right here in New Jersey, Bayonne, New Jersey, right in the heart of Broadway and Midtown Bayonne. El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, man. Great food, great atmosphere. And great affordable drinks, as you can see there, man. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. I was there on New Year's Eve, had a great time there. Got the mariachi shows on Tuesday. You've seen us be there live on Tuesday nights there. DJs, Latin nights on the weekend. Just a great atmosphere, great vibes there. Check them out. El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, the Golden Eagle. It has landed online, AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com. Folks, if you want to join our Madden League, you can check us out online, COMPETE4EVER.com/Madden League. It's free 99, free entry, ages 13 and up. All online, you can win cash and other prizes. Once again, go to COMPETE4EVER.com, COMPETE4EVER.com/Madden League. If you want to get part of that $1.7 million for EA Sports, the MCS Madden Championship Series, the LCQ, Last Chance Qualifier, the ladder. Coming up here in the next week or so, online eliminations the following next weekend. Once again, folks, 8 tournaments, $1.7 million on the line. You can register right now and find out more information at MaddenChampionship.com. Once again, that's MaddenChampionship.com. All right. It's been another great first hour here. We got another hour coming up, the second hour of power. We'll get that coming up here. You'll see coming up here in the second hour, you'll see the Commanders and the Eagles. But for now, we're going to take a break for Huskers. Andrew Richmond, Jarrett Guarantano, the former Vols quarterback and NFL quarterback. I'm Larry Ridley. We'll take a break. We'll see you on the other side. Once again, it's COMPETE4EVER Madden League Season 77 Playoffs, the other NFC Divisional round. You'll see it live right here on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. After this quick timeout, we'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes, folks, with game number 2. Don't move. And we're back here live on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. It's the COMPETE4EVER Madden League Season 77 Playoffs. Then we got the NFC Divisional round. We just saw the Lions sneak past the Packers heading into the NFC Championship game. Next coming up, the Commanders and the Eagles. A couple more of the top Madden players in the world playing for cash and prizes as we also get you set for Week 18, the last week of the regular season in the National Football League. It's the intersection of sports and gaming. We are putting the sports in esports live here on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. All right, we'll come inside here. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden NFL, NBA 2K Association, CFB League. Good to be back here. The second hour of power right here on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. Let's go ahead and bring in the player partner, the brother, the broski. There he is, Jarrett Guarantano, former University of Tennessee quarterback and NFL quarterback in the National Football League. JG, man, you ready to go here for the second hour of power?
First game was amazing. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the second one.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to get this thing started, man. You ready to roll?
Thank you. Let's get it going.
Let's do it, man, so we can get up out of here, man, on a Thursday night here live on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. Let's take a look real quick at the rules here. Compete for Ever Madden League. Got all Madden, competitive game style, hit-the-head, current rosters, like to call those regs or regular teams. All 32 NFL teams available. 5-minute quarters. Single elimination format. That means you stub your toe, you got to go. How about the prizes? Because it's all about the shmoney. $300 guaranteed, $150 to first place, and an NFL licensed zip chair. Folks, make sure you go to zipchair.com. They make the best gaming chairs in the world. They got NFL, NBA, all NBA teams, Major League Baseball, NHL, MLS, NCAA chairs, and also custom pieces as well. Also have gaming desk, you name it, everything there at ZipChair. Check them out, zipchair.com. Second place, $75. Third place, $50. Fourth place runs about this piece with $25 cash. Once again, fourth place, $25 cash. All right, how about the bracket here? Go to the right-hand side of the screen. You see Huskers, the 5-time champ. Moving along, the Lions get the 1-point win over the Packers. Who will join him next week in the NFC Championship game? Will it be Bronco playing with the Eagles or Blade playing with the Commanders? Matter of fact, let's take a look. Speaking of Blade, let's take a look at these player profiles, and we'll start with the Blade, man. And there he is, Super Blade Hulk. Devern Frazier down there in Miami, the 305, 47 years of age. He's a podcast host. We definitely got to get on the podcast here soon. First C4 Madden League playoff appearance, actually his second C4 Madden League playoff appearance. Super Blade Huck, Blade, playing right now, coming up here with the Commanders. And how about the man that he'll be playing? It is Bronco. Not playing with the Broncos, he's playing with the Eagles, but his Madden name, his gamer tag is Bronco. Randy Chatterton from El Paso, Texas. He's down there in the borders city down there near Mexico, 39 years of age. Private tennis coach. That's a tough looking tennis coach right there. Get your forehand together. Get your backhand together. Work on your smash. He looks like he would smash somebody. Look at that picture of Bronco right there. Madden 19 MCS Browns Club Series semifinals, and he has been killing it here in the C4 Madden League here, Compete for Madden League, over the last couple of seasons here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look real quickly at the Molly Pop picks, because it's Molly Pop grapes as sweet as candy. Molly Pop grapes, Molly Pop taking the world by sweet storm with the pink bag promise, folks. There's good, and then there's Molly good. Check them out online, mollypopgrapes.com. Grapes as sweet as candy. There I am, 32-11, good record there. Andrea Richmond, still right on my heels. Just about, what is she? 3 games back. And how about Jarrett Guarantano? He's winning 80% of his games. He's 4-1. Hot out the chute, 88 out the gate. All right, let's go ahead and bring everybody in. Let's go ahead and talk to Andrew Richmond down there in the A, and you got Jerry Guarantano up there, of course, as well, top right-hand corner of the screen. Andrew, who you got in this game? You got Commanders or you got Eagles? Good old NFC East matchup.
NFC East.
NFC
Some people
East.
say NFC least, but honestly, AFC least. The East is the least right now. Everything is miserable right now. But the one thing that's not miserable is Broncos gameplay, man. It's been stepping it up, and a lot of it has been out of spite, but let the spite run through you. It's been fueling him, and you don't want to mess with that tennis coach, man. He'll hit you with one of these. That's tough, man. Go ahead and give me the Bronco. Mr. Randy coming through.
Randy C, man. RC Chatterton. You don't get a lot of chatter from him. All he does is just run the ball right down your throat. JG, who you rolling with? You got the Eagles or you got Commanders?
I've been watching a lot of Djokovic and Nadal highlights, getting my backhand ready, and a little bit of pickleball. So I got to go with my boy Randy here in this one. Bronco up.
He said he said pickleball, correct? That's what he said, right?
Pickleballing up, yep.
Pickleballing up.
Been getting after it. That's a little post football activity there, trying not to wear on the knees as much, but yeah, I'm gonna get my backhand right now too. So
Got you.
we'll see.
Got you. All right. I'm gonna take. This is a tough one, man. I'm gonna take Bronco. I think he shortens his game. I think he gets a lead, and I think he holds on. He wins the game. So I'm gonna take Randy Chatterton too. I've learned my lesson, man. I'm not gonna pick on Hulk smash coach anymore.
I was about to say, you say he doesn't chatter a lot. When you pick against him, he sure does chatter. Come on.
I like
now.
the way he plays. It's like, you know what, 3 or 4 possessions, 88 and out the gate. So give me Bronco. The winner will be having an interview with Andrea Richmond at the conclusion of the game. Should be talking to the winner. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Bronco playing with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. And hail to the Commanders and the Hulk, the Bladester. Blade down there in MIA in South Florida. Guys, lock it up. May the best man win. Let's play it out live here on Valley Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Wide Stadium Sports app. Good luck to both of you guys. Winner moving on to the NFC Championship game next week live on Valley Live. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that better?
It's a little bit better. It's actually.
This is this. Oh, I changed.
Yes.
it.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, Jay Jeezy off the Heezy for Sheezy.
A little motion first play inside zone.
Dude, whatever that setting is, remember that one. Take that one right there. That one every time.
Let me see.
Carry that
No,
for
I'm
life.
gonna take a picture. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
take
go
a
take
picture now.
He's gonna take a picture. Dude, it's like when I get on, I have the same exact stuff. I don't change anything because I am not computer savvy, I guess is what it was. Okay, why is he always talking in our ear?
If
I might
only
have to go
America, if only y'all could hear the things that Kevin be saying.
Let's go to the 5-shot here, Kevin. I gotta talk about you a little bit as we get ready for this first scene. Andrew, is it me? Do you ever notice that Kevin's talking to us? He's having a conversation with us during the show, and it's like, dude, no one can see you. They can't hear you.
I love it too, because sometimes he drops the best nuggets, and it's
He
like,
does.
I know we can't say that on TV, but if we could, oh my gosh.
But he'd be like, yeah, you know, man, like, yeah, LeBron James, he's not better than Michael Jordan. Nobody can hear you, dog. I can't hear you. Like, but you're talking to me or you're talking to the audience? Why are you even talking?
But honestly, Larry, if he did say that stuff on camera, we probably would not. The good folks at Valley would be like, let's get him off of here. So honestly, it's a good thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah, it would be censored. That's what they'd be doing. So you can tell sometimes he really be into it and he forgets. It's like, Kevin, you're not on right now. You know that, right? But you can have this conversation with us. No one in America or the rest of the world will hear it, though.
He said, I think I'm on the phone with Larry, in case you guys don't know.
Having a private conversation. That's funny, man. That is funny. Browns and Ravens this weekend. We'll start with you, Andrew Richmond. Battle in the AFC North. AFC North is not clinched. Ravens win. They clinched the AFC North. They're in probably the 3rd seed. Who do you like here in Charm City?
Browns versus Ravens. You know what? Normally, it's give or go with some of these AFC North situations. Obviously, when you're in the same division, things would be a little bit crazy. But I think an important talking point, which actually has a lot of relevance in the game, even though they might not say it is this MVP race that's going on, right? We know that Josh Allen is right there along with Lamar Jackson. And guess what? Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind. The division is on the line, and Lamar has an MVP to shore up. I think he needs to meet, about a passer rating of 120 in order to clinch a division. And there's usually one game where he totally goes off on the Browns. The last game, they did not win. Lamar's looking for the revenge. He's looking for that MVP, and they're looking to secure the division. Ooh-wee, it's about to be stinky for the Browns, baby. And they have their backup quarterback starting as well. Go ahead and give me the Ravens. Charm City, they going to be live. They're going to lock up a lot of things, including the division and the MVP race, baby.
Browns have showed some fight. No Deshaun Watson, no Jameis Winston. I'm assuming that we're going to get DTR, right? Jarrett Guarantano.
They actually confirmed that it's going to be your boy Zappy going to be playing.
Bailey Zappy? Oh my God.
Zappy's going to be on there, baby.
Yeah.
I will say this about the former Western Kentucky quarterback, the 100 Miles of Hate. That's our rival at Middle Tennessee in the Conference USA. He plays with some swagger. He thinks he's better than he is, but he plays with some swagger. Little dude, he thinks he's got the biggest arm. He's got the biggest heart. He's like Doug Flutie out there, right? He's like Rudy. JG, who you got this weekend, dog?
Last couple of games, I think the Browns have scored 3, 6, and 7 points in the past 3 games. Listen, obviously you have to go with the Ravens here. If Jameis Winston was playing, I think this would be a lot harder of a decision just because of how gritty it could be. Just because of that division, right? Those divisional games,
he would throw for 500 yards, 5 TDs, and 5 picks.
Easily. And those divisional games, they're always a toss-up with them, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens. Like, you just never know with what's going to happen. DTR and Zappy in the game kind of just throws me off with that. And obviously Lamar has been playing lights out. They got Derrick Henry and the boys. Defense is starting to pick up steam with them. It would be stupid not to go with the Ravens this week.
Yeah. I don't see a way that Cleveland can win this game unless, your boy, Zappy, man. Zappy could go crazy, or it would be something like Myles Garrett goes crazy.
Garrett goes crazy, yeah.
My thing is, if you're the Ravens, you want to play this. Here's the deal. You want to smack them around, the Browns, quickly. Don't screw around with them. Do not. You should be up by 3 scores in the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? At halftime. Like, make this game, put this game away. Am I crazy, Andrew, when I said that?
Oh, no, I'm not. That's not crazy because consider the fact that this is December, and think about this Ravens team who, unfortunately, time after time after time, they find the dumbest ways possible to lose in the playoffs. They need to make sure that they're in these playoffs, going into the playoffs, that they're hot, because unfortunately for this team, their biggest enemy is themselves. And when you have a team that constantly beats themselves in high leverage situations, you want to make sure that you have the momentum on your side. And a lot of times, especially in the Lamar era in December's, they smoke teams out at the end of the year. They don't just say, hey, we have a lead, we're just going to have 1 or 2 scores. No, remember last year, exactly, the last game of the season, 5 of them things, touchdowns on the Dolphins. It was very, very disrespectful the way that they blew them out. So I see that from this Ravens team as well. Hit the end of the season on a high note and make sure that you do that on fashion, destroying one of your division rivals as well. I see them destroying this, man.
How about Blade taking the first drive, the opening drive, gets 3 points, 19 seconds left. This is going to be one of those games. We're going to have to get through these topics pretty quickly, guys. Both of these guys are going to run the heck out of the ball. Yeah. They might have 3 possessions apiece.
Keep on slipping into the future.
Yes. So I think we're all on the same page here. I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I think they win. I think they win handily. Just don't screw around with them. Just put Cleveland out of the misery. We're going to talk a lot about Cleveland in these first few stories here, as the first half's about to wind down. I probably want to wait to this play here to see what happens to get this read in coming up here.
But I am surprised they are going Zappy. DTR, sometimes DTR can be up and down, but they can make some plays. I'm surprised they did go with Zappy here. But I guess if you have a talent, might as well just.
I guess you got to give everybody a look. I mean, the DTR got a few weeks. We saw Jameis get a few weeks. I don't know.
Cleveland Browns just go for the cycle, right? That's it. The past 20 years of being a Browns quarterback has just been a merry-go-round of just let's try this guy out. So
sure.
40th quarterback.
I know.
Yeah, this is the 40th quarterback of the last 20 years, literally.
I know. I've seen those fans with all the names on the back, the tape and the names written on the back of their jersey. It's pretty bad. That first quarter, got a 3-0 lead here by Blade and the Commanders, bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Bronco in the middle of the screen playing with the Eagles. He's got the ball for the first time. The first quarter brought to you by good friends at Ultra Game. Check them out, ultragameshop.com. Get all the official licensed NFL, all 32 NFL teams, all the officially licensed NBA teams as well, all 30 NBA teams, man. Down-to-earth prices. Guys, I'm wearing something from Ultra Game. Look at this sweet Tampa Bay Buccaneers sweater right here. I got plenty of hoodies. The packages, they keep coming, man. Check them out. ultragameshop.com, man. They got great prices, man. Streetwear, loungewear, activewear, you name it. Everything that you want, NFL and NBA licensed apparel, ultragameshop.com. Another first quarter brought to you by our good friends there at ultragameshop.com. So, we were talking about the Ravens and the Browns, man. You just really blew my mind there, JG. Bailey Zappi's got to play that.
If you guys said Jameis was playing, I know the Browns would love nothing more than to whoop on the Baltimore Ravens at the end of the year. So, I would think that would be an upset alert candidate, but offensively, like scoring 3 points, 6 points, and 7 points in 3 weeks. That's kind of tough. So
A healthy Nick Chubb, man, that would have turned it around, but they don't have nothing going on. It's real bad.
And you know what? There's some talent there in Cleveland. That's the sad part there. But let's go ahead and continue the conversation about Cleveland and the Browns there. Let's talk about their quarterback situation. We were just talking about it. No Jameis Winston, no DTR. Going to see Bailey Zappi this weekend. Oh, it's picked.
Oh, no.
How about Blade? All right. Pulling out the blade and slashing. Bronco right there. I know, right?
Yeah.
Little trap corner there. I like it. Little clown. Yeah. Luvu with the touchdown there.
Yeah, doing it. Come on, snap your fingers. Do your stuff. You can do it all by yourself.
Let me hear you say.
Hey. From Atlanta, gotta get it done. Come on.
Hey, we were jamming to that. I was with my girl Nicole. Did he shank that? He did. We were jamming to that the other day in the car. Back to what we were talking about here with the starting quarter. Browns have restructured Deshaun Watson's contract. Again, they've done this the last couple of years. Once again, it's going to save them some money. They got some huge cap hits coming in the next couple of years. Like, I think it's cap hits like $72, $73 million. And this contract's going to take them through 2028 there. So they got, 3 more years of this, 2 more after next year. What do you guys think about the Browns restructuring his contract? They'll get some salary cap relief a little bit, but they're pretty much tied to Deshaun Watson. They can try to cut him in the next year, but the cap hit's going to be so astronomical. That's what happens when you sign a fully guaranteed 5-year deal worth $230 million. He's been through 3 years, so he's got 2 more years remaining here, Andrea. Your thoughts here? No, let's start with you, Jarrett. You're the former quarterback with the restructure of Deshaun Watson and everything he's been through on and off the field.
Yeah. There's not many people that are Deshaun Watson fans like I am. I truly did believe in his talent and abilities in Houston. Obviously, the past couple of years, he's dealt with a lot of off-the-field stuff with the ups and downs of that, and then he had a couple of injuries the past few years as well. So it's been hard for him to it's been hard for him to land on his feet with everything going on. I really hope that he can return to the level of player that he was before this, because he was legitimately going to be a top 5 quarterback when he was in Houston with the projections that he was on. He was playing amazing football, but like life happens, some ups and downs, some things go on. Is that a big play? Ooh,
head, top.
That was quick. That was quick. But yeah, I would hope that they would try to restructure his contract, especially if they still believed in him, just because they know that they need more players around. It's been an unsuccessful season for the Browns. Just restructuring just allows them to get a couple more assets and pieces to their team that they might need in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, man, first quarterback to have that fully guaranteed contract. But you've noticed no one, Andrea, has done that since. All the quarterbacks that are better than him, Lamar, Dak, Burrow, Josh Allen, who's probably going to get paid again. No one's gotten a fully guaranteed deal.
and that's because of, say it with me, guys, collusion. Because we all know what happened 2 hours after Lamar.
I'll be honest, I'm looking at the Browns like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, 30 seconds after Lamar was like, hey man, I want to trade. They're like, no, we don't need this. We got over here. What you mean? Why do we need Lamar Jackson an MVP? And then he proceeded to win an MVP, and now he's about to win another one. But we all know how the NFL is. Right, exactly. We all know what the NFL is and how much they want to make sure that players don't have any bit of leeway. That's why the whole Deshaun Watson thing, this not only hurts like obviously him and his career. Unfortunately, he had all the allegations about sexual assaults. His confidence is shot. He's had personalized things with his family situation and also to health as well. This also ruins a lot of the trajectory for quarterbacks and the amount of earning potential that they have. Because even though we talked about all these other quarterbacks who are very deserving of fully deserved,
they're at $60 million now.
They're at $60 million right now, but somebody like Lamar would have been, he's about to win another MVP. He would have been worth that money, right? Somebody like Burrow, they would have been worth that money. Dak,
Burrow's getting 55. He's doing all right. He's getting 55. He's doing all right.
They would have been great if they could have been in a situation where they got a guaranteed contract. That would have opened the leeway for not only quarterbacks,
fully
but
guaranteed,
also the rest
like
of
in
the
NBA
NFL.
and Major League
Fully
Baseball.
guaranteed.
Yes.
That would have been an opening, a massive opening. But because Deshaun Watson not only failed in a personal level, but also franchise level as well, he hasn't been great in either publicly or on the field. It's ruined it for the rest of the quarterbacks. So this is just another situation from that, another fallout from that. Cleveland really pushed all their money on the table, and unfortunately, L's all throughout. They have a lot of money to pay. Now they have no future going forward in terms of quarterback and team play as well. They have a lot of talent, but unfortunately, they don't have anything left to do. So at least the restructure allows them to play around a little bit, but they're just going to have to wait to the end of this contract in order to really get the team turnaround that they want to see.
JG, you're a quarterback here, man. Your thoughts here. I think this goes back to like Brady. I was in Boston. Brady took all those hometown discounts. You know, Brady didn't really make more than $25 million until his last year. The last deal he had was 2 years, $50 million. Brady, at the height of his power, is making $15-20 million a year because Belichick believed in a percentage of the cap and helping the rest of the roster out. But sometimes he did and sometimes he didn't, so you can say that. And then Patrick Mahomes, he could have really bent over Kansas City. Really didn't do that as well. Everybody looks at the 400-something million, but not all of it was guaranteed. That's where they missed the mark there. You need somebody big like that to really lay down the marker. You know what I'm saying, JG?
I agree with the way Brady did what he did. When you look at Brady's career, right, like he had the perspective of if he wins on the field, the endorsements, the life after football, everything will be taken care of, right? So,
but not everybody's Tom Brady. You have to do it for the good of the league and the good of your fellow players.
I think that there's a happy medium between Tom Brady and then taking the 60 mil, right? Like I think that you sit there and say, okay, I definitely want to provide for my family and do what I can do for them and my future generations. But at the same time, you also want to have the best experience playing football and add 3, 4, 5. Tom Brady's case, 15 years left of your football career just because you know that you're placing the tools and the pieces around yourself to be successful.
Sure.
Right, quarterback play, everybody looks at the quarterback to win games on Sundays, but what they don't ever realize is it takes a lot more things other than a quarterback in order for them to be successful, right?
Here comes Bronco back in with another touchdown. A.J. Brown, he's got the lead. Now go ahead, JG.
Offensive line, scheme, timing, placement, coaching staff, wide receivers, running back, like even the defensive side of the ball has to be sturdy. So like it takes a lot more on Sundays than just the quarterback to win. Like of course the quarterback can elevate people's play, but he has to have the talent around him and the pieces around him to do so.
Right.
That's where I think that some of these quarterbacks taking so much money without a stable team or things that haven't truly just gone the way of winning constant Super Bowls like Pat. That's why I kind of turned the eye and I'm like, like what is Joe going to do after this year? When they know that, when obviously he wants T. Higgins back and the team wants T. Higgins back, what will Joe do to restructure his deal because T's his boy and he would like to have him back?
He's already making $55 million. That's tough. I mean, you got to pay him. I mean, look, unless he wants to take really, truly a hometown discount and maybe get down there near like 45, definitely under 50. And then you got two receivers that are going to be making 30, 35.
No,
yeah. Woo!
But the Eagles found a way to do it, though. The Eagles found a way to do it. I think you have to look at the team.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
That's the one thing to ask because they got two $30+ million receivers and a $45-50 million quarterback. You're right.
And also playing Saquon as well. Like, you just have to draft well as well. Like, this is not only the onus on the quarterback. Like, a GM has to step up in a lot of different ways. And luckily for the Kansas City Chiefs, like, you look at their defense, a lot of it is picking great talent and Ladarius Sneed and Bolton and making sure that you shore up and make great draft picks to make sure you can pay the quarterback and still sustain the team. I understand the balance, but I also think that a lot more teams could get away with it if they just drafted well as well. And I'm always going to be for the players to get as much money as possible. It's a really difficult situation to balance, but at the end of the day, the Patriots were in a great situation because they drafted well, and as soon as they stopped drafting well, that's when Brady had to leave. So you have to realize on both ends, it's not just the quarterback taking some discounts. You could afford to take a little bit of discount, but you also need to make sure the organizational structure is also great too. Because as we're seeing with the Jets, you can have a great team and great talent. If you don't have a great organization as well, it's going to stink either way. You know what?
Right.
I completely agree. Like when you look at teams, you look at who is on their rookie contracts, right?
Yeah, that's
and
important.
who have they drafted. Like those components are the biggest deal on a team. Like right, you look at the guys that are in their.
You need some productive guys, exactly, that are on light deals, low deals. Yeah.
That are less money right now, but in their year 2 and 3, they're absolutely bringing productivity to the team, and they're doing their jobs way past somebody that's going to need to be paid $20 million a year, right? Obviously, then when you get to that point, you're going to have to pay those guys because they're worth it. But if you consistently draft well and you have those young guys and you just become that type of team, absolutely, right? Like you continue that trend and then you add the pieces that need to be had. With like my whole perspective is as a quarterback, like if you're making 55 mil, like what's the difference from making 55 mil to making 45 mil a year, right? Like I can't even fathom that much money. Like that's an insane amount of money, right?
Rich people are rich for a reason, JG.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're making 55 million a year. You could probably do as well with that as you.
Well, that
with
55 is
anything,
probably
right?
well that extra $10 million. It's all
like
taxes. Yeah, I was about to say.
It's probably.
Because
like
you're paying
30,
damn near
20.
40%.
Oh, easily, right? It's definitely gonna take it. But that 10 million in pay cut, if you're gonna win and you're gonna win Super Bowls and go make a name for yourself and you're gonna have record-setting years, win MVPs, you're gonna get that money in endorsements. You can get. Your agent's going to find that money for you regardless in trading cards.
But not everybody can win. That's the whole thing. I agree with you. Like you said, there's got to be some sort of middle ground there. But you need what you can do personally is fine for you. You need the top players to, like I said, lay down the hammer for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? To keep the salaries rising, not only to keep up with inflation, whatever the hell that is in sports, but also to get your sort of NFL related or basketball related income to keep up with the other owners, because you get a certain percentage. You're supposed to get damn near 50-50. I think 52% or whatever for the players or whatever. So that's part of it. And you have to spend that stuff. That's the whole point of having it.
I look at it like this, right? Talking about a middle ground, right? If you're somebody like Trevor Lawrence, and my goodness, what is you doing? What's going on? Like, how have you helped me get better as a quarterback? Right. I'm going to be like, hey man, you give me as much money as possible, because obviously you're not serious about investing in the team. But if I'm somebody like, let's say like, I don't know, the Chargers, where like you're Justin Herbert, there's a little bit of hope there. You're somebody like the Ravens, you're somebody like a team with hope. Then I'm like, okay, maybe I can play around, get less money, because there is that upside. Maybe I can see them win a Super Bowl.
Those teams could win now, right? Like Trevor, I mean, they did a great job. Jacksonville did a great job of drafting this year, right?
Yep.
They also had Brian Thomas. They have a couple of guys that they drafted that are very, very good football players.
Too much of this though. Like if you're good, it should be this.
And Trevor's had one very, very good year. Then the rest of the years have kind of been injuries and ups and downs. So it's like you pay that person that much money, you kind of expect him to carry a boatload of
I was about to say, it's been below expectations. He had the 1 year, the other 4 have been below expectations.
Yeah, that's fair. Tough. And you would expect him to carry all that money. You got to carry the boatload, just like Daniel Jones, right? Like if he's going to make that much money and they're going to sit there and say we can't afford Saquon for an extra $3 million a year,
see, that's the problem.
Take on the burden, right?
That's the problem.
And if I'm Daniel, like we've talked about in the past couple of weeks, like if I'm Daniel, I'm going to say give me 35 and give me the best running back that we've ever seen in this generation, right?
Well, as you got some of these quarterbacks making 50, 60. And then you got the Daniel Joneses of the world, and you got some other quarterbacks making 40 plus. And it's like, no, not everybody deserves 50 or 60 just because the high guys are making that amount of money. I've seen Tom Brady win with 3 guys from Dorchester, literally win a Super Bowl that way, and throw for 505 yards, which is a record. I've seen that.
About Dak? What's your feelings about Dak? Do you
He's
think
not 60
he hasn't won. He hasn't, like playoff wise, and what he has done. Regular season.
What, 2 playoff victories? 2 playoff victories?
2 playoff victories.
What, 7, 8 years?
They haven't reached the pedestal that they wanted to reach, right? And that's my team, right?
And they've had a great team.
Never even been to a conference championship game. Yeah.
They've had.
He's a good quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback, but he's not 60 million. He should be making about what Daniel Jones is making, about 40.
And the line, everybody's getting paid a lot. Kyler Murray's gotten paid a lot.
But $20 million is a lot of money. That's an extra third. Yeah, Kyler Murray too. Yeah, and he's been to the playoffs one time.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for that position. Now, it's the greatest position in sports, right? So
it is.
You get that money. But from the perspective of a player, of course, I'm going to sit there and say, "Yep, give me it." But you also you want to have longevity. You also want to win. You also want to have a team around you that can provide you with a longer career, right? Like, why would I want to take more money and then only get that money for 2-3 years and then everybody's getting the boot quick now, right? There's no NFL is not developmental.
Go ahead, Andrew, real quick. I got to get this ready. Go ahead, real quick.
But yeah, just because of that, the NFL is not developmental. When you hit, you got to make sure you hit and you hit hard. Because of that, I would be willing, if it's a serious organization, to take less money, but it got to be a two-way street. If you're not a serious organization, I need as much money as possible because, unfortunately, if you're not giving me anything, how do you expect me to give up anything, too?
Guarantee my contract, and maybe I'll take a few bucks less. But
your time is now. You got to take it. You got to take it.
You do.
Yeah, we got now. That sounds like isn't that the WNBA? Somebody's slogan is that now. We got now.
Your time is
up. Oh, we got now, baby. WNBA, let's get it.
Let me get the second NBA. Let me get the second read in. That second quarter, guys. We're in the third quarter. That second quarter, they're brought to you by our good friends at ZipChair. Check them out, ZipChair.com. We talked about all the gaming chairs, the gaming desks, the sofas, a lot of different other things that they do make. They got all the NFL teams, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, MLS, NCAA chairs as well. Also custom chairs. Check them out online, ZipChair.com. They outfit all of us here, all the winners of the gamers. They get the Zip chairs as well. Check them out online, ZipChair.com. All right, third quarter here. Real quick, I want to get you guys' thoughts here as we get back here in the third quarter. Time winding down. Bronco and the Eagles with the lead here. Third quarter, let's real quick, I want to ask you guys about Cleveland, the city of Cleveland. Did y'all hear about this? This is pretty good right here. City of Cleveland is like, no, Browns, we're not letting you leave. Absolutely not. You guys want to leave, we're going to sue you. We're going to not only sue you, but we're going to use the Modell clause, which is Art Modell was the owner of the Browns back in the 90s and moved to Baltimore in 1996. Basically, the Modell law says you can only leave if we give you permission or if you change ownership. So there you go, Haslam. You want to get out of Cleveland and build it at Brooks Park or whatever it is outside of Cleveland? They're like, no. You want to spend $2.5 billion on that? We're trying to give you 1.5 or 1.2. Man, this is getting ugly, man. The mayor there, Bibb is, I guess his name. He's fighting for the Browns, man. This is crazy. Yeah. Your thoughts on this, Andrea?
How the turntables. Isn't irony delicious? I love to see it. You know what? For as much as we love the sport, right? The NFL is a great sport. I love it. It's great to enjoy. A lot of these teams, unfortunately, take advantage of these cities very much by like making them pay the onus on the stadium and saying, "Oh, we're going to generate all this money," and sometimes do the numbers pan out? I'm not sure.
How you gonna tell that man to his face? How you gonna tell a billionaire, look, we're going to get another owner? That's tough right there, Andrea. That's the part that can be hard. And are they really leaving Cleveland because they're leaving the city limits? I guess so, right?
This is a symbiotic relationship, and a lot of these billionaires think that they can do whatever they want to, right? But this is not only a stand-up for somebody like Cleveland, and let's be honest, Joakim Noah was absolutely right. What you gonna do with Cleveland, right? We're gonna go to the sports teams, and that's about it, right? It looks like a beautiful city, but is there a lot to do there? No. Anyway, so this is a great attraction for that team, city. So I understand why they stick their thumb in and they're like, no, we are going to take a stand. But also, too, this is not a great look if you're the ownership, because you don't want to buy into a city and buy into a team, and then they're at any moment they can just pull out of the process. That hurts a fan base, that hurts the city, that hurts so many different levels. So I love Cleveland taking a stand. These billionaires got to know that although you got a lot to pull in a lot of situations, you can't do everything. So I like this. Take a stand, Cleveland. Come on, get something to do there because you need it, please.
JG, whose side you got? You got the Haslams or you got the mayor Bibb in this back and forth?
Cleveland's one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL,
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So they should be as frustrated as any fan base over the past 20 years as anyone in the NFL.
Yeah,
right?
them,
like
Buffalo, and Detroit.
Right
Absolutely. All
of them. Now, if they were sitting there and they were winning, like, and they said, you know what, we're going to actually go take it somewhere else, maybe like an hour away, whatever. Okay, maybe that's a little bit cooler. But the fact that they're already frustrated, they can't get anything going positively in their eyes that they deserve. Like, of course they're going to have a problem with it, right? Rightfully so, right? Like, now, if they're, you know what I mean? Like, if they're winning, like, okay, maybe you have an argument. Now, you've been losing the past 20 years. Like, we're like it's not
They've been
our
losing
fault.
longer
It's
than the
not
last
fans'
20 years.
fault.
They've been losing every year since the 50s.
So it's not the fans' fault. It's not the location's fault, right? It's not anything to do with that. It's just with ownership, the team, and how they go about business on Sundays, right? So the fans have every right to be upset. Like, obviously, if they're winning, like, who knows what kind of light can be shed in Cleveland. Like, maybe there's more real estate or more something going on there. Who knows? But they haven't had any product on the field for them to sit there and say, all right, we'll take things another way, or let's take things another way. All right? So,
You're like, you do that, right?
there's like no, like, you sit there, you're like, okay, where's been the positivity? Like, why should the fans be extremely happy with the team? What have they given them, right? Like, it's honestly been like a lot of heartache, right? Like, they have talented players. Like, they have amazing players, and they've had amazing players.
Jarrett, 40 different quarterbacks in the last 20 years doesn't tell you, like.
You went 0 for 40. You went 0 for 40 with quarterbacks, and that's just like, you look like, and they've had opportunities, right? Like, they've had a lot of drafts, high picks, right? And they just haven't picked the right one per se. I think, I don't know.
I guess
of course, there's been great quarterbacks, right?
But here's the deal, though, guys. It seems like a lot of the fans are kind of on the owner's side. They're like, you know what? Why are you going after him? We got other issues. And the owners, the mayor's trying to stick up for them. Like, guys, we don't want him to leave the city proper. We need that money. But the fans are like, he's building a better facility. It's going to bring in more money. It's got stuff around it. I mean, it's weird. It's bizarre world. The fans are actually behind the owner.
It's not when you look at America, man. We just stick up for billionaires all over the place, and we're like, but this is against our interests. Yeah, billionaires.
It's against your own interest. It really is.
We're not a very smart country, and like for you to be abused, right? As much, I'm a Jets fan, right? Jarrett's a Cowboys fan. Like, Larry, you're just now experiencing this pain, but this is years of pain that we have been through. And Cleveland has been through like 25,000 more times as pains, right? And they're sticking up for that franchise and that ownership group. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. Maybe something's in the water to where they're getting their mind tricked. But you should be sticking up for your city, because right now that ownership group doesn't care about you, and they don't care about the product on the field because it's been bad.
Right, and they're thinking, you're like, guys, they're going to do $2.5 billion, but you know what? You're going to be on the hook for a lot of that. It's like it's not a free ride, man.
No.
And you know what? If he leaves Cleveland, you don't think he would leave some little podunk town outside of Cleveland? Like, they're going wherever the money's at. Period. Like, it was weird just looking at all it. And not to say that I need to be behind Bibb and the city of Cleveland, but like, they've been burned once, and you don't ever want to have that feeling ever again if you're Cleveland. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's a master's home style cooking in a warm and relaxed atmosphere. They got pizza, spaghetti, lasagna, all types of Italian options there, located right here in New Jersey as well. Bayonne, New Jersey, right in the heart of Broadway and Midtown. Man, they've got great pizzas there. And I talk about, like, you know, it's all about the ingredients, man. They got fresh ingredients and fresh produce and stuff, man. I get the crumbled sausage, great thing there. They got the wine bar there, so you can get some vino while you're watching the games and get some great pizza. And it's a great atmosphere, man, as they're taking the pies out of the oven for you all night long, and other Italian options. Check them out online, pizzamasters.com. All right, real quickly, guys. Your thoughts real quickly, about 10 seconds or less. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers? Could this be his final game? He says he acknowledged that it could be. We'll see about what he wants to do next year. Andrew, real quickly, you're the Jet fan. Will this be his last game?
I've said for a couple weeks that he has obviously more in the tank, but man, that performance was really bad, man. So I think that it could be Aaron's last, the swan song. And if it is, like, what an amazing career. One of the most talented quarterbacks that has ever played the game. I secretly hope that he gets another chance just to prove that, it's the Jets team that's really bad and not necessarily him. But he's going to have to hope that he's in a great offensive line position, because he can't move at all. So it just might be his last time. But if it is, man, shout out to him. One of the best to do it.
So it could be his last game, but do you believe him when he said it's the best 2 years? These last 2 years have been really enjoyable.
Stop lying. What are you lying? Lying.
Why was he gonna lie?
Everyone involved.
He had fun.
Larry, we had Super Bowl aspirations. How close we been to that?
You weren't close at all.
Achilles.
Right.
Best year of my life, and I have to do a year on year. Get out of here, man.
Hey, he did say he would not take a darkness retreat or anything like that over the summer. Do you think this will be his last game? Do you think he'll retire? I think it's a possibility, but I think he's going to be back next year. Your thoughts here, Jarrett? You don't think this will be his last game? I think it's his last game with the Jets. That's for sure.
I think he has too much pride to retire, right? Like, he's had an absolute phenomenal career. He definitely has still some in the tank. The situation there is just, it's all banged up, and obviously everybody knows how New York media can drive a team down.
No, we're not going to blame it on the media. We're not going to do that.
No, listen, the media plus the Jets jinx that they got going on throughout the franchise.
That ain't got nothing to do with the media.
No, listen, but as soon as the media touches, as soon as they fired Robert Saleh, first off, that has nothing to do with the media. But as soon as that happened, media drilled them, right? Of course, they had the opportunity to come back and do their stuff, but I don't think that this is his last game, right? Like, there's just too much.
The media's going to come after you when you got expectations. You only win 3 or 4 games.
Oh, 1,000%.
That's anywhere.
And the way that you make it like it's theatrics, you make it like it's a damn Broadway play, right? Like, you make it where it's like, I need this, and then we're gonna win. Like, there's so much great energy in New York, like, or basically in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But there's so much great energy here, like, and then you're like, this is the product. It's kind of tough.
Right. Yeah.
I think he'll be somewhere else. I think he'll end his career the right way, like how he should and how he's supposed to, just because of how excellent of a player he was. And I still think he has a lot. I still think he has a lot in his tank still for another year or two. But
end his career the right way. He's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL history. First time he was ever down by 40 points in a game last week. Andrew, real quick, 10 seconds. Wrap it up. 10 seconds. Go ahead.
He doesn't deserve that. He has the highest passer rating of all time. He needs to end better than a 0.000 negative 150 passer rating that we took on last week, because that was bad, man. That was real bad.
He's a monster.
Tell us how you really feel. He's a beast, dude. Chiefs at Broncos. Who you got? I think Broncos will get it done. Chiefs are not going to play. They're not going to play Patrick Mahomes. So.
Broncos. I want the Chiefs to win because it's going to be messy, and it'll just make the playoffs messy. So
their starters are out.
I'm trying to think who can beat them. So let the Broncos lose, and the Bengals get in. That's what I want, because I think that's a team nobody really wants to play, because Joe Burrow's a tough dude. He's a bad boy.
I want the Chiefs to win, and then I want the Dolphins to somehow get in, because this is just make it just awful.
No, we've seen that movie before. I don't want to see that again. I want to see the Chiefs get beat. So I need get teams in the playoffs. So I don't want to see the Dolphins and the Broncos.
Nah.
But all right, so good game there. Bronco, moving on. Speaking of the Broncos singular, just one force. Randy Chatterton got the dub. Your thoughts here, JG? Look, man, he plays his game, man. Good defense, and he runs it down your throat.
He was able to cause a lot of turnovers, and he ran the heck out of the football in the fourth quarter with the wham play and just running inside zone up the middle, and even some stretches. But yeah, it was awesome to see that game play, and obviously he's on to the next round. So good job, Bronco Nation. Appreciate you, brother, for getting me on the board again. Another win. I'll probably see you next week.
All right. Yep. Speaking of we're on to the interviewer, the sideline reporter. She is Andrea Richmond. She's standing by with the private tennis coach.
Yes. I'm going to lob one up to you. Honestly, there was not a lot of chatter because we all went ahead and picked you, right? So you don't have anybody be like, hey, man, you doubted me, right? So no spiteful win, but an emphatic one. And from the beginning, you decided to run the ball with a lot of this like, hey, I just know I can probably beat this player, so let me go ahead and drain the clock, make sure I get a good touchdown, and just like make sure we ride this thing on out like a true Bronco would.
Well, he went up 9-0. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't used to Larry picking me. I was a little off kilter there.
There he is, blaming the media. That's what they do.
And I noticed he was in 4-4. A lot of players don't use 4-4, so I had to get used to that. Once I got used to that, it was all uphill from there, all downhill from there. Sorry.
All uphill for him, all downhill for you. You were just running it down his throat. There you go. I see it. Well, guess what? Congratulations. I love the fact you still fit in a Larry shot. Speaking of Larry, we start back to him and Jarrett to talk about Broncos victory.
No, we're not going to talk very long. I will say, man, congratulations. The shots are always fired at me and Jarrett. I mean, We're used to it by now. But no, but
it's the life.
It is life we chose. But seriously, real talk, man. Congratulations, dude. You've been playing your butt off, and you are deserving, dude. You're back in a championship game, and you're back in the money, and love seeing it, brother. Keep doing your thing, regardless of what we say. Play your game, because whatever you're doing, it is working, my friend. But congratulations. Have a good weekend. We're going to get out of here.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, hang tight. The fourth quarter and the post-game show brought to you by our good friends at River City Gaming. You can check them out. GameWithRC.com, located in Rahway, New Jersey. We were just there last week. Be there in a couple of weeks. January the 14th, there in Rahway, New Jersey, right in the heart of downtown Rahway, New Jersey, and on Main Street, man. You can check them out. They got a great, beautiful gaming center, man. You look at it, they got snacks there, they got real sports, you got VR there as well, you got gaming as well, and also you got all the consoles that you need. You got PS5s, Xboxes, and also PCs with the personal computers, man. Check them out. Just a great atmosphere there. Different tiers as far as when they're open. They're open 7 days a week, always to at least 11 p.m. at night, and you can go daytime, nighttime, half a day, quarter of a day, all day, you name it. They got everything that you need. Check them out online, GameWithRC.com. Also, if you want to join us and join this Madden League, join us now, CompeteForever.com/Madden League. That's online at CompeteForever.com/Madden League. Free entry, 13 and up. You can win cash and other prizes. If you want to get some of that or a piece of that $1.7 million EA Sports, MCS, the $1.7 million, man, with the MCS, the LCQ, the last chance qualifier. The ladders are starting up next weekend, January the 11th, online elimination as well, that weekend as well. $1.7 million on the line. You can register right now and find out more information on MaddenChampionship.com. Go to MaddenChampionship.com for more info and the rules. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. It's been another great week, man. I want to thank everybody behind the scenes back there. Kevin Mamouzette pushing all the right buttons, and also Sean McClaskey there with Bally Live and our good friends there. For Bronco, we'll see him next week in the championship game. Andrea Richmond, she's going to do her thing down there in the A. And our quarterback, man, always called the right plays, putting us in the right spots, man, making the right calls, the right checks, and the right audibles. Jerry Guarantano, former Fall quarterback and NFL quarterback in the National Football League. I'm Larry Ridley, CS Sports Madden NFL and the 2K Association. We'll see you next week, Tuesday night, live right here, 8 p.m. Eastern on Bally Live and Stadium Sports Network and the Watch Stadium Sports app. Have a good weekend, guys. Week 18 in NFL. Let's go. We'll see you next week. It'll be playoff time. Have a good week. Bye.